Hello and welcome to this Tiny Tuesday. Have you ever wondered how BB-8 travels if he needs a passport and thus a portrait photo? Well, I kinda did. I'm goofy and weird like that, so I drew BB-8, the lovely new droid from Star Wars, on this piece here to give him a portrait photo for a passport or something so he could travel in our real world and time and not just in space throughout different kinds of planets. So for the outline I used the packaging that our BB-8 came in. We have this lovely one that you can remote control with a smartphone, and I kept the plastic just to make it easier for me to outline him, have the exact proportions and ratio from head to body and stuff like that. And then I'm just freehanding the details on the droid, like especially on the head. Like you can see here, I used the outlines of the packaging as well for the circles that are in orange on the droid, and well, freehanding in the gray parts pretty much. I used a mixed media paper which has way more tooth than normal drawing paper, but when you have the passport, it has this kind of a shimmer and looks weird and sometimes is not even to the touch when you have your passport back. So I decided to have the very toothy mixed media paper just to represent that part of a passport there. And BB is just sitting there very still, having his photo taken that will allow him to travel. So once I had everything sketched out, I started coloring him with the polychromos from Faber-Castell, and I used cool grays and 2 shades of orange for the main coloring the parts. I only used a tiny bit of very light gray to shade him, but I hardly put in any shades on the white sections of BB-8. So this is what it looks like so far. The whole painting took me a little more than half an hour, or drawing I should say. It took me a little more than half an hour, and I had so much fun putting it together. I'm a huge goofball and I do like nerdy things. I'm very much into Star Wars and the universe, so I just really had a lot of fun having BB-8 as a subject and, well, coloring with my favorite colors. I mean, he's orange. What's not to like? If you don't know me yet, orange is my favorite color, and I really like that he has a lot of orange parts on his droidy body there. So I'm shading the darker orange below the head because it casts a shadow, and I'm again going in with this very light gray here to shade the body and draw in a few very light details where the plates of the droid were screwed together, or whatever they were, however they were composed, I think. I don't know. You know what I mean, right? You can see it. So for the eye or the camera lenses, I took different kinds of black, a very bluish black and a rather warm brownish black, and colored those in. It's the difference is very subtle, but you can see it if you, well, hold the drawing to the right light in the right angle. You can see the difference. Otherwise, it's not really prominent there. I'm also outlining a bit of the parts and the droid itself with the cool black here, because I'm planning to have the background black. Again, I want this to look like a portrait photograph for a passport, so I needed a very well, boring kind of a background here, backdrop that you would have when it comes to having photographs done for your passport. So I'm going over the whole background with these two shades of black. The upper section is the warm black and the lower section is the cold black. I did that because the BB-8 itself is colored with cold grays, so I thought it would be more harmonic to the eye if I had the cold black closer to the body and the warm black just in the upper section around the antennas there. So you can see here how much tooth I have on my paper, and I'm just blending that out with paint thinner to have it a bit more smooth, but you still will see the tooth a lot. And that's the texture that I was talking about that you have when you have a passport and they have all these security features and whatever stuff printed on it. It has a texture, and I try to, well, have the same feeling here with the toothy paper. So I'm not gonna use paint thinner on BB-8. I want him to be more textured than the background is, so I just use the paint thinner for the black section. With a bit of white pencil, I went in to give the camera lenses a bit of a highlight, and then I outlined BB-8 with a black marker just to increase contrast between the background and the foreground. And then, oh, sorry, that's my voice was leaving me there. And then I'm just defining a bit more of the shadows underneath the head section, and then I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you're interested in purchasing this piece or just seeing some more close-up photos, hop on over to my blog. I do have a blog post for BB-8, and until next time, beep-boop, beep-boop, beep-boop.